Hello there. So I hope this to be the first in a series of regular video updates about the trials and tribulations and behind the scenes of sort of running and growing and starting BeVenturesome, along with obviously right now we've got Brexit and coronavirus, everything associated with that. But I also hope to include our sort of journey, as it were, to sort of learn more and help kids get more out of adventure education in the outdoors, as well as the general trials and tribulations of running a company. And also the other topic is going to be how to do business better for the world and have a positive impact. This whole world of whole big journey to explore there as well. But this video is about briefly about the sort of leading up to the 31st of December. Obviously the end of the transition period. The French said a while ago that anyone that moved and was living in France before then could apply for a residence permit or a specific withdrawal agreement residence permit, which was great. That kind of gave us the nudge we needed to move out here. We were going to do it sort of later on this year, but because of the lack of season last season and this, we ended up moving here, which was great, and it has kind of worked out. We've got the various registration documents, etc. here, which is good. So the 31st of December is obviously the end of the transition period, and you've got these two huge, colossal, once-in-a-lifetime events, coronavirus and Brexit, all coming into a head. And it's the being out in Morsey now, and obviously running a travel company and being involved with all the businesses here that are so dependent on tourism and UK citizens' rights to ability to work in France, affected with the start of the season as well. It was just 1 minute they weren't allowed to, then they were allowed to second staff out if they started before the end of the year, but then they weren't allowed to travel out, but then they could have sort of travelled out, had a contract starting later, and then been on the French furlough scheme potentially, but the uncertainty about whether lifts are going to open. It was kind of like obviously very relevant to us, to me and BeVenturesome, but we're not hugely directly impacted this summer because we don't operate this winter. We don't operate in the winter and weren't planning on hiring staff this winter anyway from the UK. But yeah, certainly feel for those sort of chalet style businesses. Now it's all so we've got a deal and the transition period has ended. It's a little bit, there's still loads of uncertainty, but that's not that like mad kind of clock ticking down, but yeah, that's going to have a big impact. BeVenturesome itself, we're planning on just hiring staff that live out in Morsey and registered to work in France anyway. There's a big pool of adventure outdoor lovers here for that, which is still, we still got some work to do on that, but it's going in the right direction. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. The next video we'll talk a little bit about the life being in a ski town when everything is shut and etc. So I'll see you soon.